Get ready. We're about to embark on a journey spanning 14 billion years. In this video, every second represents millions of years, and it will take us almost the entire duration to witness the arrival of humans on Earth. Buckle up, because we're traveling through time at an unimaginable speed. It all began 14 billion years ago with the Big Bang. An explosion of unimaginable energy and heat created the universe. In the first moments, the universe was a hot, dense soup of particles. As it expanded and cooled, these particles began to form the first basic building blocks of matter: protons, neutrons, and electrons. This was the birth of time, space, and everything we know. After the Big Bang, the universe expanded and cooled. About 380,000 years later, it finally became cool enough for protons and electrons to combine, forming the first simple atoms, mostly hydrogen and some helium. This allowed light to travel freely for the first time, creating what we now see as the cosmic microwave background radiation, a faint glow that fills the universe. This was the moment when the universe transitioned from a chaotic state to one where it could start forming stars and galaxies. It's so beautiful. Fast forward a few 100 million years, and the universe was filled with giant clouds of gas. Under the pull of gravity, these clouds began to collapse, forming the first stars. These stars were huge, burning their fuel quickly and ending in spectacular explosions called supernovae. These explosions spread heavier elements like carbon and oxygen into space, seeding the next generation of stars and planets. Now we're 13 billion years ago. The early universe is teeming with young stars forming in clusters. These clusters come together to create the first galaxies. Galaxies are like cities of stars, bound together by gravity, and they light up the darkness of space. Some are small, while others are enormous, but all of them are bustling with activity. A billion years later, galaxies are much closer together than they are today. Gravity pulls them towards each other, leading to spectacular collisions and mergers. These galactic dances mix up the stars and gas, reshaping galaxies into new forms. This chaotic period of the universe was crucial for forming the beautiful spiral and elliptical galaxies we see today. The universe is now just 3 billion years old. Stars are being born at a rapid rate, and galaxies are still actively colliding and merging. Giant black holes are forming at the centers of galaxies, and they play a crucial role in shaping their surroundings by sucking in matter and spewing out enormous jets of energy. The universe is now 4 billion years old. Gravity has been the main sculptor of the cosmos, pulling galaxies together into clusters and superclusters, connected by vast cosmic webs of dark matter. The universe is expanding, and this expansion is slowly pulling galaxies apart. Stars continue to form, live their lives, and die, creating the elements necessary for planets and, eventually, life. At 9 billion years ago, the universe is full of galaxies forming a massive cosmic web with dense clusters and vast empty voids. Star formation is starting to slow down, but it's still an active time. Stars are producing the elements that will one day make up planets, oceans, and even living organisms. The cosmic web connects dense clusters of galaxies, known as superclusters, with enormous, empty voids in between. Gravity, primarily from dark matter, shapes this web, pulling galaxies together into clusters and filaments, while also creating vast regions of emptiness. This structure is the backbone of the universe, influencing how galaxies move, merge, and evolve over time. The universe is 6 billion years old. Many of the galaxies have settled into their current shapes. Star formation is still ongoing, but it's slowing down. The elements created by billions of years of stellar activity are starting to come together to form rocky planets around younger stars. It's a period of preparation for the birth of solar systems like our own. But wait, because it is too early for our Earth to be formed. 7 billion years ago, star formation has slowed down even more. The universe is expanding faster, pushing galaxies apart. It's a relatively calm period in cosmic history, but massive events are still occurring on a galactic scale. The ingredients for life are being distributed throughout the universe, waiting for the right conditions. Six billion years ago, in a quiet corner of the Milky Way, a cloud of gas and dust began to collapse under its own gravity. At its center, a new star was born, our Sun. Surrounding it, the leftover material started clumping together, forming small, rocky, and icy bodies. Over time, these bodies collided and merged, growing into the planets, moons, asteroids, and comets we know today. This process took millions of years, with some planets, like Earth, eventually developing stable orbits and conditions that could support life. It was a chaotic time, with countless impacts and collisions shaping the young solar system. This was the beginning of our home, setting the stage for everything that would come later, including the evolution of life on Earth. If you want to know how our solar system exactly formed, you have to know. 5 billion years ago, the young sun was surrounded by a swirling disk of gas and dust. Within this disk, particles began to stick together, forming larger and larger clumps. Over time, these clumps collided and merged, creating the early building blocks of planets called planetesimals. One of these growing planetesimals would eventually become Earth. It was a chaotic period with countless impacts shaping its surface. As Earth grew, its gravity pulled in more material, and its interior became hot enough to melt. This allowed heavier elements like iron to sink to the center, forming a dense core, while lighter materials rose to the surface, creating the planet's crust. Volcanoes erupted, releasing gases that formed the early atmosphere. Meanwhile, the surface cooled and solidified, setting the stage for the formation of oceans and, eventually, the emergence of life. 4 billion years ago, Earth is cooling and developing an atmosphere and oceans. It's still a hostile environment, but somewhere in those primordial oceans, the first simple life forms begin to emerge. These early organisms will evolve and diversify over billions of years, leading to all the life we see today. "3 billion years ago, the first photosynthetic organisms appear, releasing oxygen into the atmosphere. This will change the planet forever, paving the way for more complex life forms. Earth's land masses are barren, but the oceans are teeming with microbial life. 2 billion years ago, oxygen levels in the atmosphere increase, leading to the Great Oxygenation Event. This causes a massive die-off of many anaerobic organisms, but it also sets the stage for the evolution of more complex, oxygen-breathing life forms. 1 billion years ago, the first complex multicellular organisms appear. Earth is now a diverse and dynamic place with early plants, fungi, and animals beginning to emerge. The continents are shifting, and life is exploring new niches. 500 million years ago, during the Cambrian explosion, life on Earth takes off. All major groups of animals begin to appear in the oceans, and the first plants start to colonize the land. The diversity of life explodes, setting the stage for the rise of more complex organisms. Fast forward to 65 million years ago. Dinosaurs have been ruling the Earth for millions of years, but a massive asteroid impact changes everything. The impact leads to the extinction of the dinosaurs, paving the way for mammals to become the dominant life forms on the planet. 6 million years ago, in Africa, the ancestors of humans begin to diverge from other primates. Over the next few million years, they will evolve, developing larger brains and walking upright. This is the beginning of the human story. 200,000 years ago, our species, Homo sapiens, emerges. From small groups of hunter-gatherers in Africa, we spread out across the globe, adapting to different environments and developing cultures, languages, and technologies. 10,000 years ago, humans begin to settle down, developing agriculture and building the first cities. This marks the beginning of civilization as we know it, leading to the rise of great cultures and societies. From the Big Bang to today, it's been a journey of 14 billion years. We've seen the birth of stars and galaxies, the formation of planets, and the rise of life. And now, here we are, a tiny speck in a vast universe, exploring our origins and looking to the stars for answers. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through time. If you'd like to learn more about how humans came to be, check out our series on human evolution right here on the channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more amazing videos.